Did you know that within you, there is an energy capable of changing everything? A force so intense that it can transform not only the way you live, but also how you perceive the world around you. This energy, often neglected or misunderstood, is the key to unlocking your deepest potential, a gateway to clarity, creativity, and connection with the divine. Since ancient times, spiritual masters and sages have recognized this energy as a source of creation and renewal. They taught that instead of being unconsciously scattered, this force can be redirected, guided like a river that irrigates the driest areas of our soul. But what would your life be like if you discovered how to use this force intentionally? Today, I invite you to dive with me into this journey of self-discovery and transformation. Together, we will explore how ancient practices, supported by spiritual teachings and confirmed by modern studies, can help you make the most of your vital energy. We will demystify concepts, break prejudices, and learn how to channel this force to nourish your mind, strengthen your body, and illuminate your spirit. Imagine for a moment what your life would be like if every drop of energy within you are used consciously. Imagine creative projects flourishing, decisions being made with clarity, and a greater purpose guiding every step of your path. This is not a utopian idea. It is an achievable reality for those who commit to understanding and respecting the power they carry. This practice is not something new or a passing trend. On the contrary, it is ancient wisdom that remains as relevant today as it was centuries ago. Spiritual traditions worldwide, from Tantra to Christianity, from Taoism to modern philosophies, recognize that sexual energy is much more than physical desire. It is the creative essence of life, a link between the physical and the spiritual. But perhaps you are wondering where to start, how to transform this energy into something positive and constructive. This is where the practice of redirection comes into play. It is not about repressing or denying who you are, but aligning your energy with something greater, something that deeply resonates with your life's purpose. Throughout this conversation, we will discuss how science has also explored the benefits of conserving and redirecting this force. Recent research shows that this practice can improve focus, balance emotions, and even strengthen the immune system. Modern science is beginning to confirm what the ancients already knew. The energy you conserve is the energy that transforms. You don't need a specific religious or spiritual background to embark on this journey. What matters is the willingness to look within and ask, how can I use what already exists within me to create something greater? This question is the starting point for a more conscious, more connected, and more aligned life with what you truly want to achieve. By practicing energy redirection, you are not just strengthening your mind or body. You are creating space to hear something deeper, that inner voice often drowned out by the noise of everyday life. In this space of silence and intention, it is possible to find answers that once seemed unattainable. It's true that the path is not easy. Like any transformative practice, it requires discipline, patience, and commitment. But the rewards are incomparable. The clarity that arises, the creativity that blooms, and the peace that establishes itself in your life are signs that you are on the right path, moving towards something greater than you ever imagined. Within each of us, there is a force that transcends what is visible, an energy that goes beyond biology or bodily impulses. Sexual energy, so often associated only with reproduction or physical pleasure, is, in fact, the most powerful creative force we possess. It is the energy that connects us to the act of creation, of giving form to what does not yet exist, be it an idea, a project, or a life. In traditions like Tantra, this energy is seen as sacred, a manifestation of the universe itself within us. The teachings of Kundalini Yoga describe it as a dormant serpent at the base of our spine, waiting to be awakened and rise in spirals of light and consciousness. In Taoism, it is Kai, the vital force that flows throughout the body, keeping us alive and connected to the cosmos. But sexual energy, is not limited to Eastern spiritual practices. In biblical scriptures, there are references to the creative power given by God, something that reflects our capacity to create and transform. The Apostle Paul, in his letters, speaks of the importance of disciplining the body and channeling desires to serve a higher purpose. This is not a rejection of sexual energy, but a call to direct it wisely. When we speak of sexual energy as vital essence, we are referring to something that shapes everything we are. It is present in our ability to imagine, innovate, and even heal. It is the force that drives us to overcome challenges, seek connection with others, and create something that transcends our own existence. It is life in motion, pulsing through us in every breath and thought. This energy is like the current of a river. If not guided, it can disperse in various directions, losing its strength. But when consciously directed, it becomes a powerful flow capable of generating great changes, both in our inner life and in how we relate to the world. The key is to recognize this energy as a gift, a tool for personal and spiritual growth. Traditions like Tantra teach that this force can be elevated, transmuted into higher states of consciousness. It is not necessary to repress or ignore it. The secret lies in integrating it intentionally into our lives. This requires attention, practice, and above all, a clear vision of who we want to become. In the spiritual context, sexual energy is not something to be feared or deemed wrong. On the contrary, it is an expression of the divine within us. When we learn to recognize its depth and purpose, it ceases to be just an impulse and transforms into a channel for creation and spiritual connection. Often, we lose sight of how much this energy influences not just the physical, but also the emotional and mental aspects of our being. Unchanneled desires can generate restlessness, while directed energy can bring clarity and focus. The question then is not whether this energy exists within us, but how we use it. Imagine the impact of cultivating this force consciously. Instead of letting it disperse in superficial pursuits, it can be used to fuel your creativity, strengthen your connections, and deepen your spirituality. It is like redirecting the power of a storm to turn the blades of a windmill, transforming chaos into something productive and beautiful. And just like the wind that moves the mill, sexual energy is always present, waiting to be guided. When we learn to embrace and channel this energy, we begin to feel more alive, more connected, and more aligned with our greater purpose. The question is not simply about controlling or denying this energy, but about learning to live in harmony with it. Recognizing it as an essential part of our essence allows us to transcend the limitations of the ego and move closer to what we are called to be. The connection between our vital energy and the spirit is something profound and transformative. When we learn to channel this force toward higher purposes, it ceases to be merely a physical expression and becomes a bridge to something greater. This transmutation is a process of inner alchemy, where we transform raw impulses into clarity, purpose, and spiritual connection. Practices such as meditation, prayer, and contemplation are essential tools in this process. They help us redirect this energy, withdrawing it from the chaos of distraction and guiding it toward a greater intention. When we pause to reflect, we create space within ourselves for this force to be used consciously, elevating our state of awareness and bringing us closer to the divine. Just as a river finds its course and nourishes everything around it, our vital energy can also be guided to nurture the areas of our lives that need attention and transformation. In this conscious flow, we find clarity and purpose, allowing our inner strength to drive our actions harmoniously and in alignment. Transmutation is not a practice of denial or repression. It is a choice to elevate what is most powerful within us. For example, in moments of silence, by focusing our attention on something greater, our energy reorganizes itself. It stops being scattered by worries or impulses and concentrates on nourishing our spirituality, creativity, and connection with others. This practice is not new. Since ancient times, spiritual masters have taught that redirecting vital energy is essential for reaching higher states of consciousness. In Tantra, sexual energy is seen as a fire that, when transmuted, warms and illuminates the soul. In Christianity, discipline and self-control are ways of aligning our desires with God's purposes, transforming impulses into virtues. When we commit to this path, we begin to notice subtle, yet powerful changes in our lives. The mind becomes clearer, emotions more balanced, and our actions infused with a sense of purpose. This is the beauty of transmutation. It does not erase who we are, but reveals our highest potential. It is like turning coal into a diamond. The intentional pressure and focus do not remove the material's essence, but refine it, making it pure and more valuable. The same happens with our vital energy when we learn to guide it wisely. It becomes a force that not only sustains us, but also elevates us. Often, we are led to believe that controlling our energy is restrictive, a loss. However, true transmutation teaches us that we are not losing anything. On the contrary, we are gaining clarity, power, and connection. We are learning to live in alignment with what truly matters. This connection with the spirit manifests in many ways. It could be a moment of deep peace during meditation, an unexpected burst of creative inspiration, or the feeling of being fully present in something simple yet meaningful. It is in these moments that we realize transmutation is not a distant goal, but an accessible practice that brings us closer to our true selves. By redirecting our energy, we cultivate a deeper relationship with the divine. We connect with that greater force that guides us, sustains us, and reminds us that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. This practice does not separate us from the world, but helps us interact with it more consciously and compassionately. And just as a river finds its course to nourish the land, our energy, when channeled, transforms not only our lives, but also the environment around us. It is a continuous flow of giving and receiving, of growth and transformation. In this process, we discover that our inner strength is limitless, a source of light and power that has always been within us. This is the essence of connection with the spirit, recognizing that by redirecting our energy, we align ourselves with life's greater purpose. We allow our potential to unfold and the light within us to illuminate the path for the next step in our journey. Redirecting energy brings benefits that manifest in many areas of life, starting with mental clarity and spirituality. When we choose to conserve and channel our vital force, something profound happens. The mind becomes clearer, distractions lose their grip, and the connection with the divine deepens. This process is especially evident in practices like meditation, which allows us to explore deeper layers of our being and perceive the divine presence more intensely and intimately. Abstinence, in this context, is not mere renunciation, but a conscious decision to prioritize what truly matters. By refraining from spending our energy on immediate impulses, we create inner space for clearer thoughts, more balanced emotions, and renewed focus. This state of heightened mental presence puts us in tune with our essence and the higher purpose that guides our actions. On a physical level, the benefits of redirecting energy are equally transformative. Research shows that the practice of abstinence can help balance hormones, promoting greater emotional stability and an overall sense of well-being. This stability directly impacts our daily energy, making it more consistent and renewed. Small actions that were once exhausting become lighter and more natural when vital force is conserved and used wisely. The emotional impact is also significant. Emotions like anxiety and frustration, often associated with scattered energy, tend to diminish. In their place, feelings of calm, gratitude, and determination flourish. This happens because, by redirecting our vital force, we choose to invest in what nourishes our soul rather than what merely satisfies the body momentarily. In the creative realm, redirecting energy is a powerful tool. Many great artists and thinkers speak of periods of heightened creativity and insight during moments of abstinence or intentional focus. This occurs because conserved energy is available to fuel projects, ideas, and activities that require inspiration and depth. A writer may find more clarity in their words. An entrepreneur, new solutions to their challenges. And an artist, a pure vision for their work. This energy, when directed, becomes a kind of fuel for purpose. It is not just a physical or emotional state, but a force that propels our efforts in the right direction. Tasks that once felt monotonous or disconnected come to life because our energy aligns with our intentions. Each task becomes an opportunity to create something meaningful. This practice has spiritual support in various traditions, including the Bible. Proverbs 4:23 advises, "Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Here, heart symbolizes not only our feelings, but also our energy, focus, and what we allow to shape our existence. Guarding the heart means caring for what we give attention to, ensuring we invest our strength in what truly matters. This care reminds us that redirected energy is not just a personal practice, but also a spiritual one. When we channel our vital force toward greater purposes, we align our actions with a divine plan, something that transcends our immediate understanding. It is like turning a finite resource into something eternal, planting seeds that will continue to grow and impact the world around us. Another powerful benefit of this practice is the inner peace it provides. By cultivating intentional discipline, we become less susceptible to external distractions and pressures. This serenity gives us the strength to face challenges with balance and determination, confident that we are on the right path. Redirecting energy is not a magical formula, but a daily choice. Each moment, we decide to conserve our strength and use it consciously brings us closer to a fuller life, rich in meaning and connection. This process requires patience, but the rewards are profound and lasting. By committing to this practice, we are not only transforming our own lives, but also inspiring those around us. Our clarity, creativity, and peace become evident, serving as a reminder to others that it is possible to live more intentionally and aligned. This is the true power of redirection, a transformation that not only elevates our existence, but also illuminates the path for those who walk beside us. Thus, by guarding our hearts and redirecting our energy, we are not just living better, but living with purpose. Each step on this path brings us closer to who we truly are and to the positive impact we are destined to make in the world. Discipline and self-control are fundamental pillars in the process of redirecting vital energy. Choosing a path that values self-control is not an easy decision. It requires conscious effort and often a direct confrontation with one's impulses. Abstinence, in this context, is a daily exercise of choice, where every moment of temptation becomes an opportunity to strengthen the spirit and refine character. Natural challenges are part of this journey. At some point, doubts or questions inevitably arise. Is it worth it? Why not give into what is so common and accepted? These questions are not signs of weakness, but reflections of a profound transformation process. Resisting temptation, rather than repressing it, is a form of growth. Each time we consciously choose to redirect our energy, we are building a solid foundation for a more balanced and meaningful life. This resistance shapes not only our immediate choices, but also our character. As the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians 9:27, "I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize." This passage illustrates that self-control is more than a virtue. It is a commitment to a higher purpose. It is the practice of aligning our body and mind with what we value most. Discipline works like a muscle. The more we exercise it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it may seem difficult or even impossible, but over time, we realize that conscious effort transforms into a habit. Small daily victories create a cycle of positive reinforcement where we feel more confident and capable of facing new challenges. In contemporary life, the practice of self-control is even more relevant. We live in an age of constant distractions, where everything around us competes for our attention and energy. Social media, entertainment, and even superficial interactions can steer us away from our goals and drain us emotionally. In this context, discipline is not just an act of resistance, but a tool to create balance and productivity. By cultivating self-control, we begin to notice that we have more time and energy to invest in what truly matters. Creative projects, meaningful relationships, and even moments of rest gain quality when we are in control of our energy. Instead of being consumed by the frenetic pace of the world, we become the architects of our own journey. This practice also teaches us to value the present moment. When we learn to say no to distractions, we create space to say yes to what truly aligns with our values and purpose. In this focus, we find peace and clarity, even amidst the chaos of daily life. Self-control is not about restriction, but about freedom. It is the ability to consciously choose how we want to live, rather than being carried away by impulses or external circumstances. This freedom empowers us to take control of our lives, allowing us to direct our energy where it will be most useful and meaningful. Over time, we begin to see discipline not as a burden, but as a way of taking care of ourselves. By prioritizing what truly matters, we are investing in our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. This investment creates a solid foundation for a more balanced and productive life. Bringing the concept of self-control into modernity shows that it is not limited to spiritual or religious practices. It applies to all areas of life, from time management to how we interact with others. Discipline becomes a guide for achieving goals, overcoming obstacles, and living more consciously and aligned. Ultimately, the practice of discipline is a journey of self-discovery. It shows us that we are capable of much more than we imagine, and that each conscious choice brings us closer to our best version. It is a process that requires courage, patience, and determination, but brings unparalleled rewards in the form of clarity, purpose, and fulfillment. This path is not for the perfect, but for the committed. It is an opportunity to grow, to learn from each challenge, and to become stronger each day. Discipline is what transforms intention into action and action into transformation. It is the force that allows us to live fully, connected to who we are and what we want to achieve. Redirecting vital energy requires intention, but also practical tools that make this process accessible and effective. One of the most powerful ways to start is through meditation and deep breathing. These simple exercises allow us to connect with our energy, calming the mind and creating an inner space where transformation can occur. Sitting in silence, focusing on the breath, is a practice that not only relaxes, but also redirects scattered energy back to the center. Breathing is an underrated yet profoundly effective tool. Techniques like conscious or alternate breathing can help release tension and align body and mind. Imagine each inhale as a way to gather your scattered energy, and each exhale as an act of letting it flow where it is most needed. This simple habit, practiced daily, can significantly impact how you direct your vital force. Establishing daily routines of self-control is also essential. Small intentional practices, such as setting clear goals for the day or reserving specific moments for reflection, help train your mind to stay focused. Routines don't have to be rigid. They can be adapted to fit your lifestyle. What matters is that they serve as constant reminders of your commitment to redirecting energy. In addition, incorporating spiritual exercises into your routine is a way to deepen this practice. Prayer, for example, is a powerful way to channel your energy toward higher purposes. Regardless of your beliefs or traditions, prayer is a moment of intention and connection that strengthens your mind and spirit. Even silent reflection or a gratitude journal can act as anchors to keep your energy focused. Another important aspect is finding creative activities that allow your energy to flow productively. Writing, for instance, can be a way to process thoughts and channel creativity. Putting words on paper, whether in a journal or an artistic project, helps transform abstract ideas into something tangible and meaningful. Music is also a powerful ally in this process. Playing an instrument or simply listening to melodies that resonate with you can help release blockages and channel your energy harmoniously. Music has the power to engage the mind and heart, creating space for expression and alignment. Manual activities like drawing, painting, or even cooking can also serve as channels for your vital energy. These practices connect us to the present moment, allowing our creative force to be used constructively. The act of creating something with your own hands not only directs your energy, but also generates a sense of accomplishment and purpose. As you explore these tools, you'll realize that there is no single approach. What works for one person may not work for another, and that's okay. The secret lies in experimenting and discovering which practices resonate most with you. Consistency is what makes the difference. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to redirect your energy consciously. These tools also help build a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. They not only redirect your energy, but also create a positive cycle in your life. Your mind becomes clearer, your body more energized, and your connection to the spirit deeper. This cycle reinforces your ability to maintain focus and balance amidst daily challenges. By integrating these practices into your life, you start to notice subtle yet powerful changes. Your thoughts become more organized, your emotions more balanced, and your actions more aligned with your values. This is the true essence of redirection, a transformation that begins with small daily choices and expands to impact all aspects of your life. Every practice, every breath, every creative act is a step on this journey. By using these tools, you're not just redirecting your energy. You're creating a life that is more aligned, conscious, and filled with purpose. Spiritual traditions around the world have always emphasized the power of redirecting energy as a way to align with divine purpose. This practice, present in philosophies like Tantra, Taoism, and even in biblical teachings, is not just a choice of self-control, but a path that connects us to something greater. It teaches us that by learning to discipline and channel our energy, we are preparing the ground for divine guidance to reveal itself more clearly in our lives. In many of these traditions, the central concept is that vital energy, when unconsciously scattered, distances us from our essence and mission. However, when intentionally redirected, this energy becomes a channel for profound insights, spiritual clarity, and alignment with the purpose that God or the universe is for each of us. It is a process of purification and focus that leads us to live more intentionally and connected. Silence and listening play a fundamental role in this process. We live in a world full of noise, both external and internal. These noises hinder our ability to hear the inner voice that guides us toward what truly matters. The practice of silence, whether through meditation, prayer, or moments of contemplation, creates space for us to listen to this divine guidance. It is in silence that we begin to find answers to questions we've carried for a long time. There, we encounter the comfort of a greater presence and feel the call to act in alignment with our purpose. As the Bible reminds us in Psalm 46:10, "Be still and know that I am God." This stillness is not passivity, but an active way of making space for the sacred to manifest in our lives. When we allow ourselves to quiet the world's noise, we become more receptive to the wisdom that comes from within. It's not just about hearing, but creating a dialogue with the divine, where our fears, doubts, and hopes find answers and direction. This process not only brings peace, but also a clarity that directly impacts the choices we make and the way we live. Redirecting energy, therefore, is not just about self-control. It's about aligning our actions, thoughts, and emotions with a greater purpose. When we connect with this purpose, our priorities change. What once seemed important but empty loses its weight. In return, we gain a new perspective on what truly gives meaning to our lives. This alignment has a profound impact on our life mission. Many times, we wonder about our role in the world, the meaning of everything we do. Redirecting energy helps us find these answers not in external distractions but within ourselves, where the divine resides and guides us. By focusing on a greater purpose, our way of living transforms. Every action, no matter how small, gains meaning. Working, caring for others, creating, and even resting stop being mere obligations or routines and become expressions of our alignment with divine purpose. We live with more ease, knowing our choices are connected to something much larger than ourselves. This transformation also affects how we relate to the world around us. When we live aligned with our purpose, we inspire those who observe us. Our clarity and inner peace become a beacon for others seeking the same path. We don't need to say anything. Our presence and actions speak for themselves. This is the power of redirecting energy. It not only transforms us individually, but also shapes the environment around us. When we choose to live intentionally, we create a ripple of positive impact that spreads to those who touch our lives. In the end, this journey teaches us that our mission is not a distant destination, but something we build daily with each choice, thought, and intentional act. By redirecting our energy, we are reaffirming our commitment to the greater purpose for which we were created. It's a constant reminder that we are part of something grand and meaningful. In silence and focus, we find the path to live fully, aligned with who we are and the mission we are called to fulfill. This practice is more than a tool. It's a way of life that connects us to what truly matters. Abstinence is often surrounded by misconceptions and prejudices. For many, it is seen as a form of repression, a denial of one's nature, or even as something outdated and unnecessary. But this perception couldn't be further from the truth. What we need to understand is that the practice of redirecting vital energy is not about suppressing who we are, but about consciously choosing how we want to live and where we direct our strength. This choice is not imposed. It is liberating. It is an act of respect for oneself and for what you value. Instead of reacting impulsively to desires and distractions, you are deciding to channel your energy toward something greater. This practice gives us the opportunity to connect with what truly matters, transcending the superficial and exploring the profound. Another common myth is that abstinence means giving up pleasure or something essential for happiness. In reality, it's quite the opposite. When we choose to redirect our energy, we create space for more enduring pleasures, such as inner peace, mental clarity, and deeper spiritual connection. We are not renouncing, but exchanging something fleeting for something that truly transforms. This practice is not a step backward, but a demonstration of self-awareness and purpose. In a world where we are constantly encouraged to seek instant gratification, choosing abstinence is a revolutionary act. It is telling yourself that you value your purpose and your spiritual journey more than any momentary satisfaction. For many, the concept of energy redirection may still seem like a loss, but the truth is that it teaches us to gain something much greater: clarity about who we are and where we are headed. When we conserve our energy and use it intentionally, we discover strengths we didn't even know we had. It is in this process that we find true spiritual power. This practice also breaks away from the idea that we must follow what is conventional or widely accepted. It gives us the freedom to define our own path, aligned with our values and what we consider meaningful. It is a reminder that we are responsible for our choices and that these choices have the power to shape our lives. By adopting energy redirection, we are, in fact, expanding our capacity to live fully. Each conscious decision reinforces our connection with our purpose and helps us build a solid foundation for a life of balance and meaning. Instead of being controlled by impulses, we become the guides of our own journey. The true strength of this practice lies in its simplicity. It does not require renouncing the world or living in isolation. It only requires choosing, moment by moment, how you wish to use your energy. It is a practice accessible to everyone, offering benefits that extend beyond the individual, positively influencing our relationships and the environment around us. When we look at abstinence from this new perspective, we see that it is not an imposition or restriction. It is an opportunity for growth, a way of living in alignment with what we believe is best for ourselves. It is a path of self-discovery that helps us find strength and purpose amidst the distractions of daily life. This choice, often misunderstood, is actually an invitation to experience something beyond the physical. It is a call to discover what we are capable of achieving when we direct our energy toward building something greater. It's about living intentionally rather than merely reacting to circumstances. By breaking these myths and prejudices, we begin to see energy redirection for what it truly is, a practice of freedom, empowerment, and self-awareness. It reminds us that we are more than our impulses and that we have the ability to shape our lives with every decision we make. Abstinence is not about giving up anything, but about opening doors to everything that truly matters. It is a path to clarity, strength, and connection that guides us toward a fuller life, aligned with our essence. Throughout this journey, we have explored how redirecting energy can transform your life in ways you may never have imagined. We've discovered that this practice is not just about self-control, but about unlocking your true potential, finding clarity, and aligning with a higher purpose. Whether in your spirituality, your health, or your creativity, the impact of this conscious choice is profound and lasting. You've learned that by channeling your energy, you can strengthen your mind, balance your emotions, and make room for more meaningful connections. This transformation doesn't happen all at once, but with each small step you choose to take. And it is in these seemingly simple steps that the greatest changes begin. Now, the choice is in your hands. Try dedicating a moment of your day to meditation, or perhaps writing about how you want to use your energy more intentionally. Start small with something that resonates with you. Every gesture, no matter how small it seems, is a step toward a more balanced and aligned life. The great beauty of this process is that it is accessible to everyone. You don't need special equipment or perfect conditions. Everything you need is already within you: the energy, the intention, and the desire to grow. The first step is simply deciding that you are ready to begin. Now, I'd love to hear from you. How do you feel you could transform your life by redirecting your energy? Which areas of your life most need clarity and purpose? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience could inspire others who are also seeking positive changes. If this message resonated with you in any way, I invite you to share it with someone who could benefit from it. Every time we spread a transformative idea, we help create a greater impact in the world. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue exploring topics that elevate your life and awaken your true potential. You have the power to transform your energy into something extraordinary. Imagine what could happen if you chose to start living more intentionally today. Imagine the projects you could create, the connections you could strengthen, and the inner peace you could achieve. That power is in your hands. It has always been there, waiting for the right moment to be awakened. And now it's your turn to embrace it, to experience how a conscious choice can change everything. Remember, you are capable of far more than you imagine. Every small action you take today is a step toward a more aligned and meaningful life. It's not about perfection, but progress living with purpose, clarity, and connection. So why not start now? No matter where you are on your journey, there is always room to grow and transform. Trust the process, trust yourself, and let the energy within you create something wonderful. The path to a fuller, more aligned life begins with a decision. And that decision can be made today, right now. Take the first step and see how your life can change forever. If this message touched you in any way, I invite you to take the next step. Subscribe to the channel to keep receiving content that uplifts, inspires, and transforms. Share this video with someone you believe could benefit from this reflection. Sometimes a simple gesture like sharing can be the start of a great change in someone else's life.